What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Comics Underground Live. I'm Peter. We got Jake and Stanley. What are you guys up to?
Not much, man. It's been a day, but I'm glad to be here. I got something fun in the mail today. I got the last Ronin Lost Years. I'm ready to open it.
Hell yeah!
There we go.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, here's the premise for tonight. It's Saturday night, the first weekend of the summer. You got your friends over. You're playing video games. What's on the menu, and what are we playing?
Oh man, you want to go?
What's on the menu? I'm going to start with that.
It kind of depends on what you're playing, in my opinion.
No, it does. I think it does, because there's a difference if we're talking like Atari or Commodore, or we're talking Super Nintendo, Sega, or we talking PS1. Like, these different generations all have a different thing. But I'll tell you right now, the thing that I'm probably leaning towards is some Bagel Bites and Doritos and Mountain Dew.
There we go.
Oh man, Bagel Bites. Bagel Bites. That's an interesting one. I would have gone with in the chips and stuff arena. I would have gone with something like the combos, or maybe those
combos. Yeah.
What are those pizza flavored chips? The Pringles.
Bugles.
No, Bugles are good
No,
too. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, the little
Bugles are
tornadoes.
awful.
Yeah, because you can put them in like the dip.
Nah, my go-to would have to be chicken fingers with honey mustard and Mountain Dew. That would be right there next to my keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
Well, son of a bitch, Peaky's up, Jake. Not all of us.
You know what? Pizza's always the classic go-to. Have y'all tried? I just tried today the first time. The Little Caesars stuffed bagel crust pizza.
How'd that go?
Little Caesars did that? That doesn't seem like their wheelhouse.
It's good. I like Little Caesars. I mean, for cheap pizza, it's that, or I don't know, like a DiGiorno, smaller DiGiorno or something.
Hey, I'm the biggest fan of those 75-cent bag pizzas at H-E-B. I've got 2 of them in my freezer right now, just in case I happen to have a game night with my daughter.
You're talking about the H-E-B brand ones? Because the Tostinos, they used to be 79 cents, or like $1.25 or $1.50 now.
I know, they got all exorbitant and crazy, but they used to be in like a white bag, and now it's a colored bag.
Shoot.
Yeah.
And that's not a
just sell them to you in the bag.
Thing.
They used to come in like a box and then a bag. Now they just sit in the bag.
No, it's just the bag.
I'm fine with that. I hate packaging within packaging. It's ridiculous. You got to go through a whole box and a bag of cereal to get to that damn toy, and it's never worth it.
Dude, you go to McDonald's these days, you get yourself a tray of food at McDonald's, and you walk out of there with, like, pound for pound, more trash than the food that came in the trash.
Yeah, right? Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, okay, Totino's is actually a really good one to put on that menu. But like I said earlier, it depends on the game you're playing, right? So, like, if I was playing Contra, well, that's like an intense game. Chips might be good, something quick you can do. Pizza's a good pre-game, but,
Yeah.
I like Mountain Dew, but I'm an RC guy, and they just came out with RC Zero Sugar. So,
oh no,
I'm all about that.
Gamer night for the old
for the elderly. Yeah.
You got to take your vitamins with your RC Zero, your Centrum Silver.
Do they have lactose intolerant pizza, or the non?
Yeah, your gluten free shit.
Your gluten free pizza. It's a fucking RC Zero.
Where have we gone as a civilization?
All right, so recently I got this thing, and I was showing Stanley this weekend, Jake. I'm not sure if I've showed you yet.
Okay.
Check this shit out.
What you
it's
got?
A little Game Boy, right?
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
You seen them?
I've seen those.
I found one that had more games than any of the other ones. Usually it's like 128 gigs with like 2,000 or 20. Is it 20,000 games? I think.
Right.
And then there's the cheaper 68 gig or something like that, 50 something gigs, and that's got like 15,000 games on it.
Okay.
37,000 games.
What the fuck?
There's most definitely duplicates, but it's got what is it? I can't know if I can read it, but it's got like computer games, Nintendo, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, and then Super Nintendo, 64, Game Boy Color. What else we got on here? Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, the SG-1000, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, Mega Drive, Sega 32, Dreamcast, Neo Geo Pocket, PlayStation, PSP, and then a bunch of arcade systems.
I just have one question. Does it have the Sega Genesis version of Sonic Spinball?
I think so. Hold on, let me look it up.
That would be so awesome.
And it's got a little soundtrack and everything. I got it on eBay.
eBay?
Yeah, eBay.
Spinball? I was thinking TikTok or Temu.
Oh God, no, dude. And I haven't found one with the same amount of games, and that's probably because it's all the same games, just with doubles. Yeah. All right, Mega Drive, Game Gear. There's 3 different versions of it.
Nice.
Let's see here. Mega Drive, I think, is the arcade. Let's go back. Bah. All right, is this the game? Oh, it's loading up.
Okay. Let's see.
Whoa, where's this? Oh, my.
We crashed it.
Oh, I won't even zoom in.
That's it. That's totally it. Holy shit. Oh, how much is that thing?
This was like $60. So it's not even as much as like an actual Nintendo DS.
Oh, I'm gonna have to shell out for that one. Oh, that's the game. It's
also got like a bunch of connections so you can plug it into. You got headphones. You can plug it into the TV, and I think you can plug it into controllers and stuff. So I have been fucking going crazy on this thing.
I've got to do it, Peter. I have to say it.
Oh yeah,
can it play Crysis?
No, we just discovered it cannot play Crysis, but
oh no.
But it does have almost it has pretty much every game I've ever wanted to play.
Leave a comment. Like if you get that joke, please leave a comment. Don't leave me hanging on this, please.
Yeah, leave a comment on that one if you know the joke. I've been playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 like fucking crazy. But anyway, so that's got me thinking about video games and stuff. And, I want to, like, me and my kids, they came out with that Marvel vs. Capcom, the whole Capcom collection for PS4. So we've got that, and we were playing that. Hell yeah, dude. Marvel, I can't see, it's all white and blurry, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
One of my favorite arcade games.
Yep.
Anyways, so I was like, what's a good game to play? Marvel vs. Capcom. And then they're actually pretty good. And my daughter kicks the shit out of at Ninja Turtles, the tournament game.
Yep.
I can't beat my daughter. She's Donatello.
Does it have the original Nintendo Ninja Turtles?
Yes. Yes,
because it's not the first night of summer with a bunch of Mountain Dew and Doritos if you're not getting your ass handed to you by the damn level.
Yeah, you need... I would say for some games you need your friend, but that's a game you really just need to hammer through.
Yeah, you need a multiplayer. Shoulder.
Yeah, because that is a hard game, and I don't even know what you would pair with that game. What kind of food you would get for something like that?
Cyanide.
Yeah, something to mellow you out, or something to hype you up, right? Like you got to have energy, but that game will burn you out.
You got to be focused, so it's got to be something like, I don't know, what's a focusing food? It's like you got to be playing some Mozart.
Surge,
right?
Surge helps you focus.
Surge.
Oh, and Key the dog. Now we're talking.
Oh yeah. What's up,
Zombie
Boy?
What I give for an old school Surge.
Zombie Boy's in the chat. What's going on, man? Honey Batter Chicken Tenders. From where? Where would you get your chicken tenders?
There we go.
And he gets the joke. He gets it.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, last week we were talking about all the different foods and comics and stuff, but video games, it's important. When we're playing Metroid, for example, I like to have like a pizza, I like to have my soda. You know, it's nice. Let's say you have like a bunch of friends over, you're throwing a party. With pizza's great because it feeds everybody, you know. But burgers.
Yep.
Do you eat burger when you play video games?
That was one that came to mind a minute ago because I'm kind of like, yeah, burger night would be kind of cool, but I would be dropping mayonnaise and shit all over.
Yeah, right? It gets all over the controller. But that's the problem with chips.
Controller and your burger at the same time, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's these new controllers, you can kind of like finagle it and then play with your thumbs.
New controllers should have like a little plate on them for like nachos.
Well, they're like angled, right? So the burger fits perfectly. Like you can just wedge them in between your.
Nobody
your hands,
uses that little touchpad. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's like a table.
A plate for your controller. Take that to Shark Tank.
I like those little red. I don't even know if Redline exists anymore, but man, I used to love their burgers. Sonic is probably the closest to a Redline burger.
What are you talking about? What are you talking? Look at the shirt that you are wearing right now.
Well, what?
And you're going to give me Sonic.
The red lines are gone. I'm saying Sonic is like Redline burgers, right? Mm-hmm. If I was going for a burger, then hell yeah, dude. What a burger all day long. Triple meat, triple cheese.
As long as it's not In and Out, that shit's overhyped.
It's In and Out for a reason.
Yeah, right. I used to work at Whataburger, and we had this lady come through at night at like 1 or 2, sometimes 3 in the morning with her 4 kids, little kids, right? They had to have been in junior high, elementary. And every single night, they'd all get triple meat, triple cheeseburgers with the fried egg on top and drenched in mayonnaise. It looked pretty delicious, but also obviously
not every night. That's a special occasion.
Yeah.
Like
every night, pretty much every night. And I'm like, God, dude, that would have been awesome to get one of those once a month or once a year, maybe. When I was growing up. But every night, I wonder what game they were playing, what video games they were playing.
They were playing Russian roulette with the heart attack.
Yeah, no shit. I just thought it'd be awesome to start a restaurant that's like nothing but junk food. Junk food and video games would be badass.
I remember when I got out of high school, my first job was Wendy's. And people were just ordering those new double stacks left and right. Those little like mini burgers.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I get 6 double stacks, and I'm just, motherfucker, get a triple like you want. Just get a Dave's triple.
I got the Texas. Really want. What was the? Well, I guess they wouldn't have called it the Texas one over there. What would they call? I guess they might have called it a double stack over there in Texas. They were the Texas double, I think, or Texas something or other.
You are absolutely guaranteed to sell twice as much. Like down here, especially, you'll sell twice as many if you just call it the Texas thing.
Yeah, it was probably the Texas double stack over here.
The double stack was like a crystal, but with 2 patties instead of 1. That's why it was only like 99 cents when it first came out.
Yeah, it was like the cheap one, right?
Yeah.
I would definitely be ordering 6 of those.
All right. So you're in college. You're about to go play some Star Wars Battlefront. You don't have any money. And this is the PS2 Star Wars Battlefront. You only got just a couple bucks. Where do you go? I got one.
Well, hold on. There's a reality versus what your like imagination is going to tell you. Reality is you're going to get yourself the little plastic thing of Top Ramen, and you're going to put Parmesan cheese and butter on that fucker.
That's exactly where I was going.
That costs roughly, it doesn't cost that cheap, but it is still pretty good. Hey, Nody Buddy's in the chat. What's going on, Nody Buddy?
Hey, what's up, Nody?
Good evening, says happy hump day, gentlemen. Yeah, man, it's summer. It's a summer hump day. Yeah, man, cheers to that. So this was a good one because it only cost like $4 back in the day. I don't even know if the restaurant opens.
That's like 67 college dollars in today.
Fuck, hell yeah, dude. Boatin' Net, man. Do you ever go to Boatin' Net? There's one in Corpus, that tiny little shack next to the gas station.
Yep, I know the one you're talking about.
$4 you can get their box, right? And it had the nuggets, like the chicken nuggets, and it had the biscuit, and then it had the fries and like coleslaw or some shit. And what you do is you open up the biscuit and you put the all the tenders on it and the coleslaw and the fries, and then you just mash it down and make a burger out of it. It turns like a $4 kind of half-ass meal into like a pretty decent little burger.
God.
And it might have been like $3.
What I loved about that place is, you go to the gas station and you get those burritos or something, and they come in that little they call it a boat. It's that little white tray with the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The boat in that building looked like one of those trays turned upside down. That's what it was shaped.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Like somebody just dumped the tray out, and you got
somebody
a boat
just threw
net.
the tray out. There was a really big one, and they're like, "Yep, restaurant."
All right, what is this? Nobody says. Does that say? Chan's yellow heart red, hands yellow heart red?
It didn't do the emojis. He typed in emojis, and it like spelled them out instead of putting them.
What the? So what emoji was that?
Yellow
it was the yellow heart hands.
Oh,
red heart.
Yeah, that little thing.
Yeah.
Where?
That's funny.
Nody,
That's weird. Why didn't
high
do that?
Fist bump, clapping heart.
Zombie says that he can see it. He can see the.
Oh, really?
He sees the actual emoji. That's weird. Over here on this side, I'm getting the actual text.
That sounds like a StreamYard thing. We should all consider OBS.
I am, man, because StreamYards is starting to get a little bit wonky. That day, me and Jake here couldn't even start the show because it was like we're clicking on the button and it wasn't working.
Yeah, that was a fun opener.
Yeah, that was. Hey, it is what it is. But all right, Jake, what about you? You're in college. You're on a budget. You're about to go play some PS2 or something.
If I'm in college right now, it's all PC right now. So, but I'm playing the old school PC game. So I'm on Counter-Strike and I'm on Team Fortress Classic all night.
Okay. I can't argue those.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say
it's gonna be the party size crystals box because it's not crystals, White Castle. My bad, because there was actually White Castle in Indiana. And so I would get the big 24-pack box, 3 large fries, 2 sodas, and me and my buddy would just share that the whole night.
He's getting mad that the guy ordered 6 Wendy's burgers.
Huh?
How much did that used to cost? Like how much that back in the day?
That used to cost like $18.99, $17.99.
Oh man, $20, Taco Bell. And you could feed the whole party.
You're stepping on. So that'd be my thing right there. Is I'm going to go Modern Warfare 3 or 4.
Yeah,
and I'm going with some of those 39-cent Taco Bell tacos.
The Cholitos or whatever they were called.
The bean burritos. The Cholito, yeah.
The Cholito was the shit, man. I can't believe they got rid of that. That was like what is it, 69 cents for a chili cheese burrito?
Yeah,
hey, Lunaverse is in here. Hold up,
Luna.
let's go back here. So, Zombie Boy says World of Warcraft.
Okay.
All right. I liked World of Warcraft 2 or Warcraft 2. Right? When they came out with World of Warcraft, I was like, okay, so this could be fun. But then I started watching everybody playing it, and they all turned into zombies. And I didn't see them again for years. And so I don't know what that was, dude. World of Warcraft. It must have been a pretty fun game because
I never played WoW. I
never played
Dungeon
WoW.
Siege. That's the closest I got to anything like Diablo or WoW. But yeah, Dungeon Siege was my game when I was like 12.
Oh, Luna says he's finally here after long boxes. Were you over there? Were you on the stream over there?
Dude, if he was on the stream, congrats.
Yeah, well, it's John's long box. He should be bringing everybody in. Nobody says, so anyone watch the latest Mission Impossible? I have not yet. I have not seen it yet. Dad wanted to watch it this weekend.
Yeah, don't spoil that.
I haven't checked out part 1 of Dead Reckoning.
I've seen the first one. The first part. This is like a part 2, right?
Yeah.
This is the conclusion. I've seen the first one. What about, I'm having a feeling it'll be available on OTT soon, so not really sure if it's worth watching on the big screen. I mean, it's Mission Impossible. It's worth watching.
I saw the last one on TV. I didn't watch it on the big screen. I would if we all as a family went and decided to go throw popcorn.
I saw the one before that on the big screen, but the last one I didn't make it. And it's weird. Dad's like, you got to go see it. You got to go see it. Just like Top Gun. Did you go see Top Gun yet? You got to go see it. Not in theaters. It's not going to be in theaters for very much longer. I'm like, I know, because it's about to be on Netflix.
If you saw Top Gun, you saw Mavericks. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was still fun. It's because of Tom Cruise and him, whatever. I don't know. Everybody got a Tom Cruise boner. Those Mission Impossible movies are pretty good, but I don't know. I don't know why they think he's like some based conservative or some shit, but
it's Scientology, baby. It runs the world,
right?
Yeah.
I didn't like the 6th movie. Stopped watching after that. The last one was pretty good. Actually, the 6th one, I kind of liked that one, but I want to say the 7th one was a lot better because that's the one where he was on the, which is the one that he was on the jet, hanging on the side of the jet.
Well,
that was Ghost Protocol, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was Ghost Protocol.
That was the last one I watched. I was like, you can't top that.
I don't know. Well, you can't top that. And the one they tried to top it with the motorcycle stunt was kind of that
was obviously a stunt. That was like you could see the stunt coordinators on the ground.
You could see the CGI like mountain that he was about to jump off of. That was like, what the hell?
He had to do that jump several times, and he ruined like three motorcycles doing it.
Another emoji. I can actually see this. This looks like the Hulk.
Yeah.
And then Zomboy says if it was crack. Yep. Let's see here. I got to get caught up. How did I get so far behind on messages? Oh, he was in the chat. Okay, Lunaverse was in the chat, not on the show. I heard WoW is drastically different now, or if you do get the original, it will steal your life away through addiction. Yeah. Oh, that's what he was saying, crack. Yeah, it was like crack. Yeah, man, it really does. It's like meth, man. I watch people go down the rabbit hole of WoW, and they don't come out the same. Like, they disappear. I lost friends for WoW.
So Nodi does the gaming channel. He's an excellent person to ask. If you're doing, like, the first day of summer, what game, like, you're having a gamer night, what game are you playing, and what food are you guys doing over there? He's in India, so he's going to have a different experience than us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to hear what it's like across the pond.
It'll be like what? If it's in India, it's going to be like curry chicken.
Ding a ding a ding.
Curious to hear. Let's hear what it is.
Oh, Poppy. No.
So Zomboy said he had to break away after Lich King. I actually heard that before. I had a friend who played WoW, and then he mentioned Lich King, and then he eventually broke away from it and started a family.
Call of Duty.
Lunaverse says no, he's gonna hang out on the. He's hanging on the plane in the 5th one. Ghost Protocol was the 4th one. Okay.
That's awesome.
The last 3 I thought were pretty good. I think the last one was the best one yet. All right, Noti Buddy says, Call of Duty Warzone. Man, I like
okay.
I like Modern Warfare 2 more than 3, but 3 was cool. And Black Ops, when it first came out, was pretty fun. Nah, it's not as... I'd still go Modern Warfare 2 any day of the week, man. That game was
Black
really
Ops 2 zombie mode all day.
Yeah. Y'all ever go bring your own food into the movie theater?
Oh yeah. Every time to this day. I'm not sneaking into the theaters like I used to because, I'm middle-aged and all.
A Burger King Whopper?
Okay, so he's a burger guy.
All right.
When I go to the movies, I go classic, man. I got to get my box of Milk Duds, but I also get to get my Trolley octopuses, the sour gummy ones.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 that I always take in.
So if I'm going to bring in like snacks, it's going to be something probably like the M&M almonds or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, what are those called? The Jordan almonds.
Oh, Jordan almonds are even better, yeah. And they're loud too. They're like the M&Ms kind of just like you eat them, but those almonds, the Jordans are like go to Minecraft and do that.
I go to HEB and I buy the movie theater boxes of Jordan almonds and sneak those into the theater because they're like half the price.
Oh yeah, now nobody's talking my language right here. Sneaking in pizza. I one time snuck in Well, shit, I've snuck in almost everything. I snuck in a pizza once. I snuck in like the rotisserie chicken. I snuck in one of the best ones was I was like broke at the time, but I had saved up enough money to. I think we were watching Harry Potter or some shit, and I had enough money to get a meatball, and I loaded it with everything. A meatball sub, a meatball from Subway. And I loaded it with everything, and when we went to go watch some Harry Potter movie, it might have been the one where Dobby dies, and I'm like, I had to laugh. But dude, I was so tired that day, and I'm watching Harry Potter, and I think I fell asleep in the theater because I was so like content from like a hard week. Anyways, yeah. That was fun, dude. A meatball sub in a movie theater was badass.
Oh,
the worst one ever. Don't ever do this. We learned a hard lesson. We snuck a bottle of Jack and like half the family into Blade 2.
Blade 2. There's like a motorcycle scene. Oh, damn, horrible. Dude. That was crazy.
Whole room was spinning.
Instant ramen, Takis, Coke, and the game would be I hate playing games twice. Oh, I like old games. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm currently playing Marvel Rivals, but it's dying fast, so I might quit in 2 weeks or less. You know,
yeah.
You can play the old games over and over again because they're so hard to beat that you'd be lucky to even beat them. I don't know. Ludiverse is kind of young. Have you ever played the Ninja Turtle, the original Ninja Turtle game on Nintendo?
Yeah, I got to admit, to this day, I still love plopping in Super Mario World.
Yeah, same here. Well, actually, I like Super Mario 3 the best. Mario World's okay, but I've beaten that one over and over. Mario 3?
It is easier to beat. Yeah, Mario 3 is harder.
I don't think I've ever beaten Mario 3. I've gotten pretty close to the end. I've never beaten the Ninja Turtle game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to get lucky to beat it.
Well, that's true. I declared once I quit Marvel Rivals. I quit games in general. Man, I had to delete a bunch of games off my phone. At one point, I had to just delete them and never look back because, yeah, this shit will waste all the time.
I was sitting here.
Focus on drawing. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man, I commend you on that one, actually. I appreciate that approach. I've done similar. We were having a conversation with this weekend, and I was like sitting there kind of like, you know, one of the things I'm looking forward to is I'm going to like introduce the inner kid in myself, and I'm going to do the PS5 upgrade at some point when I can afford it. I'm going to save up.
Yep.
I'm going to do Grand Theft Auto 6. And Peter chewed my ass out for it.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
For Grand Theft Auto 6?
That, Peter?
For the whole like PS5, and you're not wrong, but your whole like, you know, you get the PS5, but then the Pro comes out, but then the PS6 comes out. But then the PS6 Pro.
I wasn't chewing your ass out. I was bitching about the systems.
Chewing me out.
I wasn't chewing you out. I was bitching about the systems because I got the PS4 once they started putting out good games. And then they like a year later, 2 years later, no, it's like a year later, they came out with PS5. At the time, you couldn't even get one, but
so
same with the PS3.
My childhood desire to like, have that moment where you upgrade your system. I don't do it very often. Right. You know, I'm not an every system kind of guy.
If I ever buy another system, it's going because Injustice 3 comes out, the DC game.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
They did. It's called Mortal Kombat.
No, shame on you. Injustice. I just want that story. Mortal Kombat's rebooted, redone, reshaped, revised, gone on a detour, came back. Ashley, if you want some notches with it, did something else, came back.
Oh, dude.
That's what the new Mortal Kombat game is. They were making Injustice, and then they decided they weren't going to get the, it wasn't going to be as popular or whatever because Injustice wasn't going to sell as much as a Mortal Kombat game.
Sure.
So they just reskinned it all and redid it as Mortal Kombat instead of Injustice. That's why they have all those cameos in there. And that's why the gameplay is heavily Injustice inspired.
So what's on the menu for that? Back in the day, you used to go to the arcades with a Slurpee, and you walk up to Street Fighter or the original Mortal Kombat, you slam that fucking Slurpee down and start button mashing, and then just like Froggering it, like, oh god, it's Frogger. Power up.
I'll tell you what, when we were at the arcade, if it wasn't Taxi Driver, it was all about the Simpsons and the X-Men arcade.
X-Men all day.
You got good taste.
And Ninja Turtles. I like the Ninja Turtle arcade
The
game
Ninja
too.
Turtles one was good, but I had Hyperstone Heist at home, so I didn't need that arcade. But the Simpsons arcade,
Oh.
I don't
So
care
you're
how
a
bad
Sega guy.
crazy it
That was
is.
an all-time classic. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
All right,
Might
no.
even be on your Game Boy.
Which one?
The new one you just got, Homer.
I know
Simpsons.
what game though.
The Simpsons arcade.
See, that's called
Oh
Simpsons
yeah,
Hit and Run.
yeah. It's got 2-player and 4-player version. I don't know what the
Nice.
difference is, but maybe the screen's wider. All right, we need to talk about GTA 6. Y'all gonna pre-order it? I'm not gonna pre-order it.
If I can get a job and I can get back on my feet financially, and I can get over the mental, like, degrading the everything that Peter put me through, then yes, I will.
You know,
the
when
rating
the
that I went through.
I was mad because that fucking system. I had the PS2, which was great, and that thing had a million games. I finally got the PS3 so that I could play Modern Warfare with you because there's only like 4 games that were any good on there at first, but they started putting out good games, and so I was like, all right, Modern Warfare. We got like Shadow of the Colossus is a bunch of cool game. No, that was PS2 actually, but yeah. So I got on the PS3. They put out a few good games, and then they came out PS4, and I'm like, I'm not going to buy a PS4. Thing's way too expensive. And then they made the PS4 Pro, and they started putting out some really good games. I get it.
Yeah.
PS5.
I bought the Xbox One, and then they came out with the S and the X series, and then they've updated those things into I guess just the X or whatever. I haven't touched another Xbox yet. I'm still on the original Xbox One.
Watch. GTA 6 won't even be like playable on PS5. It's going to end up having to be a PS6 game. Just like Cyberpunk ended up being.
It's got to have
PS5.
2 years of life. Like, it's going to be 2 years before we see PS6, so it's got to have 2 years of life on a PS5 Pro. And I really don't give a shit about PS6. So I want Grand Theft Auto. I want Cyberpunk and like something that's playable.
But you know what? They're going on to the internet. Everything's more and more dependent on the internet, and I don't like that at all. Because if the power is out or the internet goes out,
dude. They need to abandon game consoles, and they just need to put everything on the Oculus.
I've heard the Oculus is pretty fun.
Could you imagine a fighting game on the Oculus?
Yeah, that
would be awesome.
How would you even do like a Street Fighter?
Just clear out your backyard and you got all that running room.
I've seen those cool gaming pads. Holy crap, what would you eat on that? That little running pad where you're like running.
Whatever they serve to you in the headset.
Oh, right.
Oh, dude, you'd bring back the beer dispensing helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Damn
they have those cups with the bowls of food and stuff on top. They need to do that with the helmet.
Yeah, right
there. Just turn your burger into like you got like your food Slurpee, and then you've got like your regular Slurpee.
Right.
Oh, that's gross. Do you see they cast Hermione in the reboot? Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
They race swapped. Oh, they race swapped Snape too, right? They race swapped Hermione. She's like Mexican or something now.
I didn't see that.
I don't know what it is, but
I got it.
Or Indian. I don't know. I'm not sure whatever new race is.
I don't know what it is, but something about a black man with straightened snow white hair just rubs me wrong.
Hold on, I haven't seen this. I gotta pull this up.
It's
all I gotta say is those poor kids. I can see it already. Like their lives they're going to be like mentally shot. They're going to be a mess when they're in their 20s.
Dude, you heard
images
about what happened to the Lilo and Stitch movie that we were talking about back room, right?
Heard what you told me.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that anyways? I was pulling something up when you were telling me that.
So Lilo and Stitch, apparently, they get rid of the cross-dressing alien. They get rid of the accent, the German accent on the mad scientist alien. And then they get rid of Gunta, who's like the big whale that's supposed to be bringing Stitch back to the Federation. They get rid of him completely. And then you end the movie with the older sister leaving Lilo behind with like foster care or a friend of the family, and she goes off to California to become a marine biologist. So the whole film that's supposed to be about Ohana and family and responsibility to one another has become, fuck everybody else. I'm going to go work on myself, even when it comes to my little sister. Fuck her. I'm out.
Yeah.
Did the older sister ever stuff her in a dryer?
It was a dryer. It wasn't a cabinet, and I'm not going to leave it any other way.
Yeah. All right, so this is the new Snape right here.
He had longer hair in the picture I saw.
Okay, I was looking for that, but I couldn't find it. Snape recast. It was white hair?
No, it was long black hair like Alan Rickman.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe it was a photoshopped picture,
but
yeah, it was dumb. There it is.
The one on the right over here.
Is that Daniel Craig?
That doesn't work. It barely worked on Michael Jackson. It doesn't work on him.
Daniel Craig's the new Professor McGonagall, whatever.
Okay.
That'll be weird seeing him in that role.
Okay, Hermione.
One of those guys just can kind of fit.
How do you Hermione?
Yeah, heroin with an M.
Oh. Okay. Hermione is where's it at? I just saw the picture. Is this it?
The very, very top left is the three new kids. Them in the grass right there.
Okay, this is the one that I saw earlier. Open image, new tab. Here we go. Oh, come on. There it is. The photo's kind of blurry. I can't really tell. That's, oh my God. You know what? Thank God I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I'm a Harry Potter fan.
I watched all the films, but I never read the books.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I'm not like a big Harry Potter fan, so I'm not like one of those guys that's going to, like, I don't care about the characters that much. Like, not that I don't care, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand. Yeah. It wasn't yours.
I don't have that heartfelt connection to Daniel Radcliffe or those other guys.
Sure.
What's this show even about? Didn't they already take care of pretty much his entire life?
Yeah, so I don't know what this is going to be. This looks like it's going to be a before everything that happened with He Who Shall Not Be Named, but even then, you wouldn't have those three meet each other because Harry didn't even fucking know.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what's unfortunate about that? They did that game that's set like 100 years before, and it reset everything to where you get to enjoy the universe from your perspective, through your point of view, and everything.
That was with Fantastic Beasts, right?
No, Fantastic Beasts was another one that was like that, but the new Harry Potter video game, it's I don't know, it's set like 100 years before, or 1,000 years before, something like that. I don't know, 100 years. But it gives you the world without all of the characters. You know, some of the characters are even still there because they're 100 years old. But it lets you like live in that life and experience new things. And I kind of feel like if you're going to do some kind of Harry Potter thing, I'm not saying it has to be 100 years ago, but give people Fantastic Beasts. Give them a new not a new universe, but a new experience.
Yeah.
Instead of just another fucking rehash.
Make a game. Instead of spending a whole bunch of money on a shitty show nobody wants to watch, go spend it on a video game. Make a good game.
Yeah. Reboot Bad Fur Day. I want Conker's Bad Fur Day rebooted. Let's go.
All right, let's see here. Luniverse says, they play any games? Okay, no, but if they played any games,
yeah, okay.
Arkham City, that was a good one. And then Nody Buddy says, Stan, gaming channel when, sir?
Grand Theft Auto, duh. I'm going to do a Grand Theft Auto 6 channel, just like everybody else. You watch, there will be more Grand Theft Auto 6 channels popping up in 2026 than anything in the history of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I won't pre-order anything anymore, though. The one time I pre-ordered a game that I can remember, I'm pretty sure I've only done it maybe twice. No, there's been a couple, but the big one was like an $80 game. It was that Star Trek Online.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went and pre-ordered that. I waited a couple months, and then I was the first one in line to go get my game, and it came in a cool package. It came with this little cool pin. I got all the cool, a bunch of exclusive shit, like the Enterprise, like one of the Enterprises that nobody else was going to have. I was so fucking proud, and my computer wouldn't play it.
Oh
Computer
no!
couldn't handle it, so I had to play it on a work computer, and then I had to delete everything when I quit that job.
I had a similar experience the one time where I went and pre-ordered something. I'm a basketball fan. And back in the day, I was buying like every iteration of the NBA Live series. I was totally into it. So one year, like I had gone like 2 years without it or something. I was poor. And I was like, I am going all in on this. I am playing NBA Live 2009. This is going to be my thing. I'm like going to get myself the Doritos and Mountain Dew. Telling my wife, sorry, but you can just effectively like cancel me for the next 3 days.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be playing this game. I pre-ordered the motherfucker. I went to pick it up the day that I went to pre-order it, and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, the discs came in, but they actually like they did a recall on the discs, and they're going to delay the launch. And they're like, you can either you can just wait 2 weeks, or we can give you your money back. And at that point I was like, well, I'm super fucking poor, so go ahead and give me my money back, and I'll just buy it when it comes back out. After it got delayed 2 weeks, completely fucking canceled. The entire series got completely canceled and never came back.
The last
and they
NBA
had
Live
the
I played
discs
was
in-house.
the last NBA Live I played was 2006 on the 360, and that was
I
good.
think that was probably the last one I played too.
when I was working at the game store, we had all those games for like 75 cents, right? The PS3s and all the old sports games. There was like $1. So I went and bought I was like, oh, hockey. I want to do like a night where me and the girls play hockey, So I got a hockey game. And then I got basketball. I even got a football game because I remember everybody going crazy over the football games.
Yep.
I couldn't get anybody to play those games with me. And they are not fun when you play them by yourself if you're not into that sport.
I had the RPG element to it. Like I had my Spurs. This is 2007. I've been playing 2006 for 3 years, and I got my Spurs, and I'm doing the RPG thing of like doing the practices and building up everybody. And I'm on the team, and I'm playing like shooting guard for Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and Manu.
Yeah,
it was glorious, and I never got that experience again.
The controls for that shit now is ridiculous, man.
It is, yeah, it is.
I'll take NBA Jam, man. I'll just play NBA Jam. He's on fire! You remember that? Remember NBA Jam? Oh, it looks like his internet's messed up.
I got a question for Stanley when he gets back. I want to know, Larry Bird or Michael Jordan?
I like Michael Jordan more, but I'd have taken David Robinson. That was a Spurs
I'll take
guy.
Larry Bird any day.
I was talking about Dennis Rodman the other day, this morning. I don't remember what the hell I was talking about Dennis Rodman for, but my wife was telling me, I used to get him and Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man confused. Like, I thought that was Dennis Rodman in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I used to do that
Both
too.
colored their hair.
Yeah, they look almost the same, man.
Right.
All right, Stanley. Looks like you're back. NBA Jam.
I would love to see. I would love to see an NBA Jam of today's NBA when it's all like flopping and it's all like, every year every player is on a completely new team. It's a different like thing. So you have to have trades. You have to have like $100 million contracts in the game. I don't know. It'd be something else.
Do they have a feature on the new
game.
games where you can just let the game play and you just watch the game like it's
Yeah, they do.
Because that actually kind of sounds like it could be fun. Like just betting on a fake game.
CPU versus CPU.
Yeah,
They've got the stats on the player stats are so like fine tuned right now, where they actually use the NBA 2K games, which I'm not a fan of. but they use those to run simulations on like the NBA Finals and stuff, and they're pretty accurate.
We used to run the CPU versus CPU on WWF No Mercy. Dude, I'd pick Road Dogg Jesse James from Degeneration X, and everybody else would pick, whoever the big dog was. And whenever Rhodey would get out there and do his 3 hits with the slam, I'd be like, "Yep, my dude," every time.
I wish they would. That's another one we need is a good wrestling game.
Oh man, those old 64 wrestling games were pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Universe says he did play the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade game. Enjoyed it so much, barely learned Sub-Zero's moves. Dude, I remember Easy's Pizza going, and that's when the first time I saw that Mortal Kombat game. I guess it's Mortal Kombat 1. You remember Easy Pizzas or Easy's? Stanley, across from Sirloin Stockade back in the day.
Oh yeah, it's like Five Guys Burgers now.
Yeah, it's like Five Guys now. Well, we never ate at that pizza place, but we went there once because their pizza was like hoity-toity, like it was all right. But they had that arcade, and we're just like, give me quarters, 'cause this pizza sucks, whatever. And while we're waiting for the pizza, I wanted CC's. But yeah, that Mortal Kombat game was addicting.
Oh, that was the place where this was like the experience of like so many people who got to experience this. It's like it was a classic 90s moment where you spent years at the arcade playing Street Fighter 2. And then you go to Easy's Pizza, and all of a sudden they've got Street Fighter 2, but it's all different colors, and it's like all bouncing off the wall, and you can shoot fireballs through the air, and like it was just crazy. It's Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, or Rainbow Edition, whatever it was called. It was the reprogramming of the cabinet.
Turbo.
They had one.
Yeah,
that was our introduction to it.
That thing was fucking off the rails, dude. There's several different Street Fighter hacked games. There was I don't know if you consider Turbo hacked, but it's Turbo. There was Rainbow, and then there was some super rare one that you only see in a few places. I think we might have even talked about it at one point on this channel. It was the super rare Street Fighter, and I don't even know what was special about it. Like it was like the ultimate Street Fighter Turbo Rainbow Explosion or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Tournament Edition?
No, that was another one, the Tournament Edition. What are the differences between all these editions?
Yeah, I know that the Rainbow one was just like a ROM hack where they sped it up and they opened up some of the code. Turbo, I think, was where they saw the success of Rainbow as a ROM hack, so they actually introduced their own version of it, all the things that people liked about it. And then Tournament Edition, I think, was that was kind of like the sequel. Not exactly a sequel, but it was like a complete like redo thing.
What was the character you had to play in Street Fighter? What was your go-to?
I was a Ryu guy.
I liked Ryu, but the original Street Fighter 2, Blanca. I like Blanca. I like electrocute people.
Of course.
Of course.
I wanted Dhalsim, but I could never play. I was never good at it. I couldn't get him down.
I wanted to be a Zangief guy, just Zangief sucked.
Yeah, right. Or E Honda. E Honda was pretty good because he had that crazy punch move that was pretty fun. You can get of course, Street Fighter
everybody's
arcade.
Fucking lying because everybody was Chun-Li.
Yeah, right. For that one frame.
I never picked Chun-Li. I always went with Ken or I went with Honda.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Cammy because
Dude.
Cammy would have been a good one. Nah, I just go to her whenever she's at Comic-Cons.
This is the Rainbow Edition. You can get the Rainbow Edition for $5,000 on eBay.
Wow.
The Hyper, I can't even remember what that Turbo Hyper Edition or some shit. Champion Edition. What is this? I'm afraid to click on it. You can get classic Street Fighter 2 arcade for like $5,000. Is that how much like most Street Fighter games cost?
Damn.
Not this stupid thing here. That's how can you sell this arcade that they had at Walmart for $500. How can you sell that for $2,000?
Yeah, they're $300 at Walmart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what this is.
Them?
No, I think they're still there. I don't know if they got Street Fighter, but I've seen with Ninja Turtles and something else, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they had the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, until they.
Why on earth Walmart is selling Mortal Kombat? You got me, because they wouldn't even sell like the Tool album back in the day.
Until I see the X-Men or the Simpsons one, just don't bother me with it.
All right, let's see how much that cost. There's a Simpsons arcade at this bar. There's a game bar. This is a cool bar downtown Waco. Is a place called Putters, and they've got video game systems at every table, and they've got an arcade. Like they got the Simpsons arcade and a couple of others. And then on the backside, they got like all the PS4 and all that kind of stuff at the bar. And then they've got, I guess, Sega and all that shit on the on like another section of the bar. And then they got putt-putt golf. Dude, that place is a lot of fun. Okay, arcade.
It's a lot of fun, but I tell you what, there's something to be said. Like if I'm playing an old school system, I want my controller. Because everybody else's controller is either sticky or there's like a broken wire inside to where you have to press the L button exactly right, or you know what I mean, like it's just not. You got to have the one that's molded for your hands.
I had a buddy in high school. I used to go over to his house and spend the night on weekends, and we would play the game Dynasty Warriors on his PS2, I think it was at the time. And Dynasty Warriors is just this big beat 'em up game that takes place in feudal Japan. I would always pick the guy with the bow staff, and he would pick somebody else with the sword because he was quicker or whatever. But every time the game would glitch out, and he would get stuck being ran over by an elephant in between two rocks, he would always throw the controller or take the video game out of the system and throw it across the room. And I looked at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh my god! So I was throwing a retro party at the school, right? Where I just had a projector and I had the old Nintendo. I have a Nintendo Twin, so it's like it plays Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And then I had like another, like an older version of one of these. It only plays Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let the kids touch this thing, but that thing I think I paid like $15 for it. It has like a couple hundred or 100, 400 video like Nintendo games on it.
Okay.
This kid is playing Mario 3, and he's just like, God! He's getting angry, right? And he's about to smash it, and I snatched it out of his hand, and I was like, walk away. You're not going to smash my stuff, dude. They're not going to rage.
That's
like,
obviously somebody. That's obviously somebody who has never played with a wired controller before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference in the generation. Is that nowadays, even though controllers are more expensive, you can fling that thing, and they're pretty stout. You know, it'll go into the couch, and you're okay. But back in the day, you didn't do that. That wired controller, you fling that thing, it's going to boomerang back, hit you in the face.
Yep.
But here's the other catch to that: they were getting mad at Mario Kart because they've never played Mario Kart, the original, and so they were like that same kid, man. He threw the controller down. And it wasn't like super like aggressive. He's just like, you know. I didn't even care about that. Those controllers were built to last, dude. I've still got old '90s controllers that are still working just fine.
Yeah,
they're durable. So I'm looking at this X-Men arcade right here.
No such thing as drift back then.
Well, the only problem I would have is if you got up and like yank the controller out of the system, you know, something like that would be
by the cord. Ugh.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine somebody ripping that cord out?
Did you guys ever buy like the Elite controllers for your systems?
A couple of times. But you know what?
I don't think they were as good.
The Ross, you know, the Dress for Less or whatever place. For a while, they had PlayStation 2 controllers. They had one that was you could swap out the modules, the button modules, like the A, B, X, Y, or whatever.
Okay.
Or the up, down, left, right module, or the toggles, right? There were 4 modules, and you could swap them around in the controller. Okay. So if you wanted to like have your X whatever. Well, I don't have anything over here on this, so that you could
like you're dyslexic.
Sort of, or say you were playing Tetris and you were like wanting to tap
you could do the speed thing. Yeah,
the speed thing. And I never could find anything.
Have you seen how they play Tetris on Nintendo to like set those speed records or world records and stuff? They hold it on its side because you can like tap the button faster.
Yeah, but there's a better one than that. Oh, dude, okay, I'll have to look it up, but there's a better one than that. Where instead of tapping it they hold it on the side so they can do this. There's a guy who had a controller and he had it upside down and backwards. So he was playing Tetris, and all he has to do is this: tap it with his fingers, and he taps it into his thumb, so his thumb doesn't even have to move. And he's got quadruple the taps now.
That's insane.
And all he has to do is move the thumb. People are going to look at that without the audio, and they're going to be like, what?
Can you imagine, like, if we saw that kid, like, we were playing Tetris and that kid came over to play, we'd be like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
He's the one that got the Tetris record.
I know he is. He wouldn't be getting that record with me. I'd slap him. You get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
I love Tetris.
You hold the controller like a normal human being.
Tetris record, controller, I don't even know. We did get the arcade controllers for the Nintendo and then the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I didn't like those as much. It's too much.
The only Pro controller I ever got was for the GameCube, and this thing was awesome. It was thicker, and it had slits in the controller, so you saw through the controller because it had fans inside it. And you know how you always got deep in a game, your hands get real sweaty because you're at that one final boss. I would turn that thing on turbo mode, and those fans would be winding up so much. It was such an awesome controller.
I liked the Super Nintendo arcade controller because it had these little switches that you could turn it into turbo mode. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, here we go. Right here. This is
let's do that. And then we have another thing to talk about on this, but go ahead. It'll be the next.
Okay. I'm not sure.
This is how a normal human being plays Tetris right.
All right, this is hyper tapping. I don't understand what
that's for assholes.
Yeah. Are we gonna get another one here?
We're not ignoring you, Luniverse. Don't be like that.
Oh, what is he? Sorry, man. I was going through the comments, and then we're getting on a topic here. What did you say?
I just said I hate to be that guy, but I feel ignored.
Oh, sorry, man.
Hogwarts Legacy, I heard was a pretty cool game.
Yes, that's the game. That's the game I was talking about a little while ago, where it was the one set like 100 years ago.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hyper tapping. Okay.
Hyper tapping was the one that he was doing a second ago, and that got one of the first world records. Rolling. This is the one that I can actually roll. I can do the rolling one. Hector Rodriguez.
Oh man,
he's got an arcade controller.
Oh no, that's not the rolling. That's not what I was thinking of.
That's get it. I see what he's doing there. Yeah, right. It is.
Oh,
that's next level button mashing, but
he ain't single. You saw all those fingers flying. He ain't single.
That dude's a bongo drummer. Okay, here we go. This is how you roll on the Nintendo. No, that's not the one that I did. I can do the tapping on the underneath side, or the where you do the back and forward. I don't care what they're saying. I just want to see the technique. Just show me the technique.
Yeah, Megan likes that technique.
This one right here. No, wait, no.
Is that like the first half of the technique?
God.
You gotta have like your little like surgical glove for this.
What's with the glove? Damn, people are freaking weird.
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's got his thumb over there, and he uses his fingers to tap the thumb for the multiple.
Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. That's the new
one.
Try
doing that with an L and R button.
But you can't do it with the newer controllers. You have to use the old controller. It doesn't work as good on the new ones. unless they specifically designed a controller for
some
that.
Ouija board shit.
Right?
He's got the both hands going.
Look at how that controller's all mashed up. He's worn that.
Right.
I didn't know there was any other color underneath that.
That's how they're able to do it. They loosen the buttons from the tightness. That way you can just keep on doing it.
Yeah, probably.
Ah, that's cheating.
No, that's effective gameplay in my book, dude. Keep going.
I bet he is a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This guy looks like he's playing like Nintendo Guitar Hero NES.
Speaking of Guitar Hero, how have we not talked about that in 1 hour?
Bro, Guitar Hero? Okay.
That was my shit.
Guitar Hero, man. Guitar Hero, we used to go to a House of Rock, this bar in Corpus, and play Guitar Hero battles, right? But like
Yes.
everybody in town would come in. You got to get hammered to play Guitar Hero. And then that one guy, there's always that one guy that just comes in and shreds it. And it's that shit you see on YouTube. It's just like, how does he do that shit?
No, I've actually got a good story for this one. So it was the first time my parents left the house. My brother and I were in high school. They left the house for the weekend. Just us. And this was our first attempt to throw a house party without them knowing about it. So we invited everybody we knew over. We got some of the older buddies that we had to bring beer and everything. The place was fucking lit. And we brought out the Guitar Hero up on the big screen, on the big plasma TV that my dad said, don't fuck with. He had the surround sound in the living room. And then we just started playing that thing. My buddy got so drunk, he ripped the controller out of the system, took it up the stairs, rode that thing surfboard style down the stairs, came back, threw it to me, and I plugged it back in to start playing it. And to fuck with him a little bit more, my mom had this mirror in the back of the living room. And so when it got to the big riff that you had to do a solo on for, what was it, Freebird? Dude, I turned around away from the screen and I just started looking at that mirror that nobody else was paying attention to. And it looked like I wasn't even fucking looking at the screen, and I was just ramming. And my dude was just like, oh my God, he's not even looking at the screen. Oh my God.
I wasn't even that good at. I wasn't that very good at that game, but we did have the whole setup. We had the drum kit, the bass, and the guitar.
Yes.
I don't think we had. I don't know if they made any other systems or the other controllers for that, but dude, that was a fun game. The first good, all the extra, the later versions were pretty good. What happened to that game? How come they don't? Where'd it go?
Oh, it burned out, dude. Just after like 5 iterations, you're like, I've done all I can.
Well, there's that. Is it Dance or something? My kids are always playing some game where they have to like Dance
Revolution. There was Guitar Hero through 1 through 3, and then Rock Band came out and brought in the drum sets and stuff. Then Guitar Hero finally caught up and brought in the drum sets and the keyboard. And you only played the keyboard for one song, and that was Centerfold.
Oh my God, I hate that. I hate it when they do shit like that. The Super Nintendo comes out with the best freaking, like, with the Nintendo, you had the gun, right? The thing is awesome. Super Nintendo comes out, they're like, well, we're gonna do the cannon then, the bazooka. Yep. There were like, what, 6 games for that thing?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of pissed me off. The Super Scope. I got one over here.
If you remember the Sega Saturn, it was after Dreamcast. No, it was before Dreamcast, because Dreamcast is the one that killed Sega. But Sega Saturn had this game, and they brought back the gun, and it was for Virtua Cop. I don't know if you remember that game.
Yeah, I remember Virtua Cop.
Oh, I wonder if this is
Cop 1 and 2 all day, just blowing baddies away, dude. It was awesome. I loved it. People would throw like gallons of gas and tar at you, and you have to shoot it 6 times for it to blow up before it hits you.
I like playing that on the arcade. Like, that was a fun arcade game. I never did.
the Terminator arcade game.
Terminator one was a fun game.
Yes, that one.
That was a good arcade. All right, hold on. Let's see if because this has the old Star Wars arcade, that stupid game where you're in the X-wing,
that polygon shooter one.
Yeah, it's got that on here, and it's got Big Game Hunter. Let's see if they got what was the name of that game again, Jake?
Terminator?
No. The
was Time Cop.
Virtual Cop.
Virtual Cop.
Virtual. Aye. Got a big aye on top of my head. All right, Virtual Cop.
You know, there's still one thing that system doesn't have.
What's that?
It doesn't have a Game Shark.
Yeah. We're on Nintendo Switch 2. Where's the remastered Duck Hunt?
It does not have Virtual Cop.
Oh. It'd be hard to play anyway, because you don't have the gun.
Yeah, but the Game Hunter one, it has that game, and you just use the toggles to scroll. So this is how you tap and roll on this thing right here.
Did those leftist parents take away those arcade guns for your console systems?
No, our parents never had an issue with that one.
Yeah, no, they didn't care.
They weren't going to buy it for us. Yeah, highly especially now with VR and everything, you would think that would be a thing. They haven't done it since the Wii.
Right?
We were just talking what happened to the Guitar Hero. You know, there was a game after Guitar Hero that you actually learn how to play guitar on. It's like Guitar Hero. No, it wasn't Rock Band, was it?
Yeah, it was Rock Band. It had a training. They had a training game.
Okay, maybe.
You could hook up your actual guitar, plug it into the system.
Rolling Stones or something. I don't remember.
Hang on.
Hold on a second. I've actually got it. That one where you learned the game. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab it real quick. Unless it's sold.
That's not a game. That's called a tutorial.
Yeah, but it was the whole game was like that.
Yeah, that's not a game. That's a simulator.
Honestly, they need to bring that shit back.
It was like Guitar Hero, but with real guitars.
Like that, man. People would learn the shit out of guitars and stuff that way.
Hell yeah, that's why we got it.
Yeah, and that's how we got all the shitty music that we're getting today is because of that. Thanks.
Nah, that's not why. We're
you just
getting
need to go
music
listen to Cheeseburger, man.
Because of all the synthesizers and lazy asses, and now they got the rights to all these old good music, so they're just remastering it.
Yep.
You know, with different filters on it, like photos. Oh, I had another one pulled up here. Check. What the hell? Where's it at? Okay, here we go. Here it is, right here. Super Metroid, man. Y'all ever watch speed runs?
Yes.
I'm gonna speed it up, even though it's already a speed run. Playback speed.
I love watching people speed run games, like especially those old ones from the 90s. Mm-hmm. It is so fun to see all the stupid, dumb shit things that they do where you're like, oh my god, I spent 45 minutes doing this, and then you go and do that.
This is a speed run that's like the world record or some shit. But
I miss Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, me too.
They just died? That's it? You just gotta die and then you get... What is this?
Oh, that's one of those any percent run, cheating run things.
Oh, yeah. Any percent. That's the any percent world record or whatever. I've never seen this in fast motion.
Well, no wonder they got the world record. They could do it in 5x speed.
Yeah, right.
Dude, how did he get it into that stage so fast? Yeah, did he no clip through the thing or something?
What do you mean? I got on playing. I'm playing at double speed.
I know, but that's double speed. He just beat the game in or was that just the introductory scene?
That was that introductory scene.
Okay.
This is where now I'm playing at Zeeb's because that thing's like a waste of time. That first level.
Where is this movie at?
No,
that's
shit,
what
right?
I'm saying.
Yeah, this game was freaking awesome.
That's the greatest movie that's never been made.
Because we got to wait till John Woo loses the rights. If he makes the movie, it's gonna suck.
Oh, John Woo has it.
Yeah.
At the moment. Have you ever seen him do Blue Metroid? Okay, in Super Metroid, there's a trick you can do where you end up becoming blue, like you get like supercharged or something. It's the Blue Metroid, or Blue Samus is what they call it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
I'm sure he'll do it because it's part of the speed run. I think you have to get it. There's also a thing of like you have to like double jump or whatever on the Metroids at the ending of the game. If you can become Blue Metroid, then you can. Then it's like screw attack essentially, but then you can go up to the top of the level and then go that quick route to get to Mother Brain.
Okay.
Holy shit! The way that he maneuvers through there.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good. Luniverse says, I'm still in awe. We got a 2D Disney-style animation-like game called Cuphead that
Cuphead
be studied.
I haven't played that one. I'm very familiar with it, though. It looks awesome. It looks too hard for me.
I have never heard of Cuphead. What is Cuphead?
Oh, dude. Cuphead is like a game that blew up.
Yeah. And it's rad. Like, you watch it on YouTube. You'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, that's cool. It's all done in like 1930s. Like the whole game is done in like 1930s animation style.
Yeah.
But it's a platformer shooting like.
Yeah. The animation is spot on, dude. It plays so smoothly.
I have seen that. I didn't know it was called Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead.
Oh shit! He got a super missile early. You know what? I'm gonna ask AI to like help me max out, or Mr. Meeseeks max out my Super Metroid.
Meeseeks. Is that what you call your AI? Oh, that's torture.
I need to maximize my my game time, or whatever. I need to shorten my speed run on Metroid. How to help me out?
By what, 10 strokes?
Yeah, by like 10 strokes.
That is way fast.
Oh, he's doing the wall jump. Though. That shit is so hard to do if you don't like.
Yeah.
You don't get it down. It's easier on the Game Boy Advance though.
I love watching those guys. Like they actually take hits, or they'll plant bombs to blow themselves through the door so they get through it faster.
Yeah, that's crazy that he got power bombs already.
That's technique.
Right.
This guy's so cool.
I was watching a guy do a King's Quest speed run the other day, and it's hilarious because there's a scene in the game, like the game is highly predicated on the timer. And so there's a scene in the game where you get on this ship and you have to sail to this other land, but the sailing actually takes like 20 minutes for you to sail from like one thing to another. It's a time limit thing, and you have that 20 minutes to explore the ship. So you do everything that you got to do on the ship, and there's literally, like, for the speed run, you have to spend 14 minutes just sitting there.
Shit.
The power of AI.
I want to see somebody speed run Ninja Gaiden.
Holy shit, dude. We spent so many hours on Ninja Gaiden that... How is he already at the sunken ship? Luniverse says, it looks hard for you. I got to the third island at least. And which one? What are you talking about?
I think he's talking about Cuphead.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't played Cuphead yet. I want to. I'm really backdated on games. I take forever playing a game.
Yeah, and when I get a good game, I'm stuck on it, man. Like, I'm still playing Metroid. I'll still play this game, I don't know, once a year. Me and my daughter will beat it just for fun. And then Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance. It's a remake of the original Metroid game. It's actually pretty good. And actually, Metroid, what was the one it's Metroid 4, the one that comes after us on Game Boy Advance. Metroid Fusion.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty good too. And I like the Nintendo Cube or whatever, the GameCube shit, the Metroid Prime stuff.
GameCube is still my favorite console to this day.
This is like this is how I played Metroid, man. The Prime's cool, but I like this more. Like, how does he got sunken ship already without the? I guess you don't need the orange suit if you're just going straight for the ship. You just need gravity suit. He just bypassed Norfair and Kraid and.
That was part of the cool thing with like Metroid was like that was one of the earliest open world experiences where you could do that. Nobody could. We all needed the weapons, but hypothetically you could do it.
Yeah, this guy just did it.
The fuck?
This is mesmerizing watching him do this.
I know. I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna go grab a beer.
He's beaten like one boss this entire time.
I'm just trying to keep
that
up
boss
with him.
by dying.
The one animation that was different was glass breaking.
Yeah. Did you ever play this one?
Nah, I never played any of the Metroids.
I wasn't into a lot of the ones that Peter's talking about, but the 2D platformer stuff that they did, a couple of those Game Boy games, this one in particular, were like epic.
See, when it came to the Game Boy, if it wasn't Battletoads, it was Pokemon.
Oh, Battletoads was God, that game was hard. Games were hard back then.
I know, they actually made you fucking work for it.
They did. You don't get that these days. That sense of accomplishment.
Guys, you got 15 hours of gameplay, but if you do all the side quests, you have 112.
Yeah. But it's okay because there's always, like it auto saves for you at every 30 seconds.
Right.
Which one?
Everything today.
Yeah. Those kids, when they were playing the Mario Kart, they were like, this is hard. And then, of course, you get they die and they no more. We played Contra, I think. Yeah, we played Contra.
How far did they get on that?
Like 5 seconds into the game. The Mario Contra 3, the Alien Wars couldn't.
Yeah, that's as far as they couldn't get past the first level.
They couldn't get past the first wave of bad guys. Mario. This one kid was playing Mario 1, and he didn't know how to kill a Goomba. And I'm like, no, you gotta jump on him. And he just runs into it. And I'm like, no, dude, you gotta jump on top of him. And here, get the mushroom.
He's like, bro, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah. I'm like, what Mario game have you been playing? Yeah, you still gotta smash Goombas and stuff in the new Marios, right?
No kidding.
Yeah, well, they have Paper Mario and stuff where you hit them with something. I think I don't know. I haven't played those, but yeah, I think the Paper Mario ones are what is that, turn based or something?
Huh? I haven't played the new. They have Mario Maker. Oh, he's damn dude! I could never
get that.
Yeah, I've never been able to get him to do that.
Blast his way through it.
Did he bypass? He's not Blue Metroid yet, so
he's bypassed. He's played one boss.
He's going straight. Damn! How did he get the running jump thing so quick? There wasn't enough space for him to run. So what did he do in order to get the running thing?
Oh, I think that's one of those things where you can charge up in the door or something.
That right there. See, he didn't even run. Yeah. How did he get charged up in the door?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong.
I guess if it's any percent, it's just kind of whatever you got to do.
I was just watching a Game Ranks video this afternoon. It was one they just recently put out too, a couple days ago, and they were talking about the best cinematographic or whatever game endings of all time, and this was number 4.
Oh yeah,
Remember
I bet.
somewhere it was on like their top list.
Dude, this machine gun missile, great, like Ridley's.
You guys fuck with Super Smash Brothers?
A little. I couldn't get into it, but yeah, I'm familiar with it.
This has got Super Smash Brothers on it, the 64 one.
That's awesome.
But it's like, it's weird. It's kind of glitchy. I tried playing it a couple times. I'm wondering if I delete a bunch of games, if they'll be less glitchy, or if it's the
There's a
end.
game you got to look for on that thing. It's called Booger Man.
I know
that.
Booger Man. Yeah.
Booger Man used to take like 4 pages or some 5 pages in ads and comic books.
Yeah, yeah, they would. Yeah, we would just be the booger stretched across all the ads.
Yep.
There was a game, I can't remember what it was when I first got this thing. There was a game, Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that the one where it never made it into? They never actually made the game, but the ad was always in comics.
Yep.
Then that game never came out. This has that game on it.
I think the game came out, but if you look at the ads, it's nothing like the actual game. Like, and if you look at the ads, that like basically like a Photoshop guy came in and they were like, they didn't have the game, but they had to make the ad, so they had a Photoshop guy just make shit up that never existed.
Yeah. So I've got it on Genesis. I got the Booger Mega Drive, whatever Mega Drive is. I assume that's an arcade machine, but it's got Booger Man.
That was
NES.
one of those weird 32-bit systems.
Okay, Mega Drive, Genesis, Nintendo, and then a Pick and Flick Adventure.
I'm not
So it's
familiar
got
with that one.
2 of them, 2 different ones.
Oh, what was that one that they used to talk about that got it was it was that one game in Mortal Kombat that they were always talking about that was the reason why kids were going to like be violent or something. Night Train or Night Raid.
Why is he just now getting the Various suit? Like, what's the point of getting the Various suit? You don't need it. Okay, he's about to go defeat this guy. This is where he gets the blue suit.
He's about to beat the game, dude. Oh no, never mind. He's just 3/4 of the way through.
I
thought we were at the end of the screen.
Well, you have to beat all the bad guys because that's how the statue thing comes down. That's the only way to get to Mother Brain.
Oh, okay.
I thought unless you can jump over that thing at the top of the map. There's like a secret at the top of the map by your ship. Oh shit, he's got all this suit and he's fighting that guy? That's like one of the first ones you kill.
It took him all of like 2 seconds to do it. You got me all like hyped up about the. I want to see a Ninja Gaiden run through now.
Oh, should we skip? We can.
Well, I mean, we're pretty invested in this now. No, I'm not saying change.
This one right here. I'm curious to see if he does blue suit because the blue suit, I never learned about blue suit. And what's going on right here? What is that thing? Is that Spazer? Right there. See that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't do it. There's a way to glitch it so that you have that thing throughout the whole game. Soundtrack. What do you play when you're playing Metroid?
Oh, that's a good one, dude. Especially back in the day.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Tool.
I'm throwing on 9 Inch Nails. Tool's a good one.
9 Inch Nails is a good one too. Yeah, Tool, Inama,
White Zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's what you got to do when you're playing some Metroid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got good taste on that. Tool's a good way to go.
And if I'm listening to Tool, I don't want to be eating like a burger, you know. What do you got? What do you? That's like what do you eat with Tool? What kind of food, you know? really like accentuates the vibe. It's like drinks, I guess. You just got to drink.
Yeah, that's not fun. There's got to be like some kind of food that you can do. Like if you're sitting there, if your buddy is doing this with the Metroid game, you're sitting there and you're like, holy shit, you've got the tool going. I'm assuming like you got to have like an energy drink, right? Like a Monster.
Yeah, well, or you Gatorade or something. No, not Gatorade. The Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
All right, here we go. Skip that. Jake, we're listening. We're playing Metroid, listening to Tool, jamming out to some Tool. What goes good with Tool? What food goes good with Tool?
Or what are you listening to during like somebody doing a speed run of a game like this? Like if your buddy is just going lights fucking out on a game like nobody's ever done in the history of forever, what are you throwing on music-wise for your buddy while he's killing it? And what are you eating? What's the snack?
Oh man, if we're doing that, throwing out the lights and all that kind of stuff, I think we're going to be putting on some Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
I can buy into that. I can do Black Sabbath.
And
I was saying Nine Inch Nails myself. Peter said Tool.
We'll probably be drinking some moonshine.
You're gonna ruin the run with the moonshine.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have to
doing
be
a speed run. Shit, if I'm doing a speed run,
no, the buddy's drinking the moonshine. Speedrun guy's drinking Mountain Dew and like energy drinks.
Yeah, definitely.
The whole fucking 9 yards.
Ah, shit.
He just zoomed around that thing.
Hang on.
You know, the nachos is good to eat. You know, nachos, like a solid nachos, but not while you're playing the game. That's like in between. What are those? In between the game, like cutscenes. Cutscenes. That's when you reach over and grab a nacho, right, or a chip or something. Otherwise, you need M&Ms or something quick. You know, boom, boom.
I was just gonna say, dude. I'm gonna say like a Snickers bar, or like I'm a little different. I wanted a Zero bar. Maybe a Butterfinger, like, you know, something like that is going to be your go-to in the middle of a speed run.
Butterfinger, and that shit gets on you, like all up in your teeth.
I don't want the Butterfinger. I would want a Zero bar.
I need something like a Snickers, but Snickers go too
Snickers.
quick.
You got to get the Mega Snickers.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. All right, Luniverse says, anyone else play the story mode in Smash Bros. Brawl? I didn't play Brawl. I played, maybe I did. I don't remember, but probably not the story mode. I played the original Smash Brothers, and then at various friends' houses, whatever the new one is that they had, that was pretty good. And then with Tool, yeah, dude. Tool goes with most games, like Contra and Tool. Contra Alien Wars and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Also, like, dude, it's got to be like a playlist mix. You got to have your Tool. You got to have your Metallica.
Oh no! No!
The most iconic scene.
No! But now we're super powered. Fuck you, bitch. Take that.
So it's like the
rainbow
first
power.
Cinematic. Yep, got the gun.
Yeah, zap her up the ass. Where did that bitch? Hopefully she's dead this time. Does she ever come back in the new games?
I don't know. And then you got
his chat. His chat is giving him the alarms. They're like giving him alarms because he's like on the time limit for the speed run.
Yeah.
What's he eating? Whatever he's eating is what you gotta have, right?
Yeah, no joke.
Record.
It's probably like fucking Gatorade, fucking Pedialyte.
Oh
my
God! Got it. Yeah, 40 minutes.
How much time did he have left?
Well, they stop the timer as soon as you get in the ship.
Wait. But does he get the bikini ending?
No, it's any percentage, so he's not going to get.
Oh, he didn't save anybody, so they're not firing off the planet either. All of those like 4 defensive creatures died.
He cleared it in 27 minutes. How does that make sense? The game, there's no way he beat it in 27 minutes. Hold on, let's go back. Right here. That's 27 minutes.
7 minutes. Yeah, 27 minutes of game time.
Was like, oh, yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes of game time, so that's like 12 minutes of like cutscenes or intro or something.
But he's got his intro, and then he's got the, well, in the video, we're at 41 minutes. The game is at 40. So
yeah, so they hit start like the second he hit start for the first time. And you've got all those introductory cutscenes in the beginning of the game.
Not 20 minutes, though. Or I guess 10 minutes.
Oh, maybe that's counting game time right there, you know? It's not counting all of the cinematics throughout the game.
Yeah, like when you're going up and down the escalator or whatever. All that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. All right, let's see if he gets the bikini. He's better get like a super bikini for that one. Because that was time, right? That one was all about time.
Oh, yeah, it was. It wasn't a completionage.
Special thanks, dude. And it also has a really good soundtrack.
George signed
yeah.
There it is. Ah! Got to tease you with it.
You got
there
it.
Is.
I don't know if I've ever gotten the bikini. Oh, that's the Samus Aran right there, dude. 19%. The lowest percentage. Yeah, speedruns are fun. Hold up. Stop the fucking... Hold on. Hold on.
That's like Luna. The greatest metal band of all time.
Luna. Life-changing, bro. Life-changing. Yeah.
Check out the album Inema. Not even kidding, dude. Do yourself a favor. It is beyond epic.
Start to just don't skip around. Just fucking start the CD. Listen to the whole fucking thing in one go.
You probably should not even listen to it on like Spotify or anything. You need to go get the CD. You need to turn off your lights, put on the black lights. You need to have like a little fog machine. You need to get yourself one of those little like flashing light things.
You don't have to go all out like that. Although that would be ideal.
You need to read the book while you're listening to it.
Coolers. You need some wine coolers.
What were those Zimas? Get yourself a Zima.
Yeah. I got like my stack of CDs right here, dude, and I'm pretty sure I got that one in here. I got Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
I got my NoFX, 10-Foot Pole, Police, Megadeth, Queen.
Who is Megadeth?
Inema. That's a Tool album.
That's a Tool.
That was like the first good Tool album.
Dub War. Remember Dub War?
Yeah. Strike While the Iron's Hot.
That's a good album right there. Let's see here. Where is it at? This is all my punk CDs. Where'd all my metal go? I got a Minor Threat. Hell yeah, dude. Some Minor Threat right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Did you guys ever listen to Bowling for Soup?
We met Bowling, Texas, dude. Yeah, we hung out with them.
We met. We hung out with them a couple of times. The Line. Yeah, they used to play in Corpus a lot. We used to go hang out with those dudes.
They're from like Dallas or something.
Okay.
I don't think I have so long. I got Heavy Petting Zoo, but I don't have so long. Thanks for all the shoes.
She's a bitch, but I love her anyway.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I think most of these are burned.
Come back to Texas.
Oh, here we go.
Since that you've been away before you lose your accent.
Tool, Opiate.
Opiate, yeah. They have a lot of those EPs. Sober was a good one.
Undertow.
Yep.
Undertow.
We're gonna have to do a karaoke night.
Oh.
Hold on. Where the
System
fuck is
of a Down? That's another good one.
Oh, my Metroid Metal. He has remastered those songs so many times. This is the original. Like I burned the CD, but that's like the original Metroid Metal. It's Pretty badass. 98 Mute. Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Bro. It must be in another spot. Where's my Tool album? All right, anyways. Listen carefully, Luniverse. Go find the CD if you can, but you got to jam the whole album. And then when the album's over, just wait. Just let it play.
And keep going, yep.
And yeah, dude. That is one of the coolest albums ever, man.
You'll be seeing some of those freaky mermaid bitches doing some of that lesbian shit.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have a CD player, that's fine. You can listen to you're not going to get the secret song, but you'll get the you can get the general album.
Shoot,
over on
YouTube.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube. I think I'm on YouTube right now. You can just play the whole thing. All of Tool. I love I think I love every album they put out, but this album...
It's all good, but Inema
is the best one.
Transcends.
And then I would say, what was the one that came out after, the big one?
Oh,
Naturalis
yeah.
is pretty good.
Yeah. I liked some of the older stuff. Sober was good. I think that was like it was like a 5 or 6 song EP they had before this. It's pretty good.
Yeah, dude, okay. So yeah, there's we got to do an episode about music, but the problem with that is going to be you
can't play any of it.
Can't play anything.
3 seconds apart.
Oh, that's
dude,
not justice.
Play the video small or something on screen, and then just take a recording of somebody playing the song with a flute.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah. Oh man, this is such a good album.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good albums.
Time. You need to go check out a little band called Styx and Rush.
I can't do Rush. Oh, I can't do Rush.
I've got so drawing.
Musically, Rush is amazing. They are phenomenal. But that dude's voice.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, screw all the modern music. Luna, you draw, right? This is something you want to listen to when you're drawing.
Oh my God! If you're listening to Inema, you need to definitely put a drawing pad out in front of yourself and you draw while listening to this.
Yeah, I don't know if you smoke weed, but that might help. I don't smoke weed.
On Malin.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed, but I could see it enhancing this, the music enhancing that. I can't even imagine how people smoke weed and draw.
You need to get some absinthe or something if you're going to be listening to that.
Yeah. Nah. It's yes and no.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, because I remember that time, I'm absinthe would actually go really good with Tool, but... with the sugar, you got to do it the right way with the sugar and everything. Not like I did it at that news party. I used to work at a news station, and so they're throwing a news party where I don't know somebody's birthday, and I'm hanging out with all the news anchors and everything, and we're at this party, and some guy brought some Russian absinthe, and with the wormwood, it was the legit shit, and he's like, "Hey, bro, just one shot. This stuff's hardcore. Don't go crazy with it." And I drank 2 red cups full of it, and almost had to go to the hospital because I was seeing quadruple vision. I don't even know what the hell happened, and I ended up in a back alley, dead, just dead on the ground. And at the time, my girlfriend, she had left, and she was going to come pick me up later. My boss comes out, and he's like, "Hey, Peter, are you going to die? Do you need to go to the hospital?" I'm like, I think. Good. And I puked all over his $200 pair of shoes. He had lambskin leather shoes from fucking France or something.
That's the employee I want.
And then I was like, "Kid, I'm so sorry. I puked on your shoes." And I puked again. And it took me 15, 20 years before I touched absinthe again. I almost had to go get my stomach pumped because my wife... Well, she was my girlfriend back then, found me in the alley, and everybody had just left me there. And she has to, pick me up and drag me across this yard. And I mean, I'm like trying to walk, but I can't because I'm just it's toxic, dude. I like poisoned myself. Every single blade of grass was a little green demon trying to pull me down into hell, and they were all yelling and laughing at me, and I was like kicking the grass, like, no, stop it, no, they're just trying to, and I'm like, and I'm looking at her going, you're trying to kill me, you're taking me into the field of demons, and they're trying to pull me down into green hell. And I was like,
they took my mom, and they turned her into a bull.
Yeah, dude, that's SLC Punk. I was
like you were listening to Primus.
I was tripping so bad that she wanted to take me to the hospital. I was like, nah, I couldn't think straight. Don't listen to me when I'm like that, you know. Dude, take me to the fucking hospital. I did wake up the next day, and that might have been one of the only times I ever got a hangover. Like, I don't get hangovers hardly ever. I've had like 6 notable hangovers in my entire life. And I drink a lot. Well, I used to drink a lot more, but anyways, there's I should have gotten my stomach pumped. Absinthe, great suggestion with Tool, but I can't do absinthe anymore, man. It's like things my body will not accept. Yes, it does have lyrics. I mean, there are lyrics, and they're pretty good lyrics.
They're thought-provoking.
And when you start learning about the band and the singer and everything, it's real interesting. The guy's a real interesting guy. The band and everything they did back in the day. Didn't they think the world was going to end in like 2000? And so they basically put all their eggs in that basket.
I don't know if that was a shtick or what. Yeah, I don't know if that was a shtick or what, because they did take some time off saying that the world was going to end. But like basically the lead singer is like an artist, and so this is like an art project for him. And the band themselves, they play in like a 7/8 time measure, which is how they get the creepy feeling, because it doesn't, like normal music is like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You have that beat. Well, these guys play 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4. It's got this stutter step to it, and it gives it this really creepy feel.
Yeah, their shows are good too. Man, we got to come up with our lists of bands. And if we haven't heard of each other's band, and you probably heard of all of mine, because I'm not like some crazy music buff. It used to annoy the shit out of me when you go to college and somebody's like, oh yeah, did you hear about the Ramones or whatever, something about the Ramones. I'm like, oh, yeah, they were all right. What do you mean they're all right? They're like the best band ever because blah, blah, blah. And I can
Sex Pistols, heard that about them a lot.
Yeah, I could tell you the entire history. You didn't know that they did this? It's like, no, because I don't give a shit about that thing. Metallica, too, blah, 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 blah. You know, when he did this when he was in his 30s, the music guys, music history guys, right? That was a thing back in the day that somehow got you cool points.
It made you cooler if you knew like the backstory about the band. Like if you knew about Ozzy biting the head off the bat or something, it made you, you know, or like
Marilyn Manson removing his ribs so he could suck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not even real stuff, but it's like, oh, did you hear this thing? I heard this thing. I am the go-to guy for knowledge on the band.
And then when they don't know something, they'll make it up, right? And that's the worst part about music guys. Like, you go to the college and you're like, hey, bro, you're always talking about music. Like, you know everything there is to know about music. Can you tell me about this? I can tell you anything you want to know about that band. I know everything in the Bible of that band. And then you ask them a question. Of course they like Dolphins and Midnight because of the song Rung Them This and That. You know, I mean, they don't know.
Yeah, they talked about it. They did a whole song about this.
Yeah, they don't know anything. And so they just, on the fly, make up bullshit. And then I'm like, no, dude, that didn't happen. You're lying to me. You don't know anything, do you? You made it all up. You just read a magazine. You don't really know anything about a band. You're not cool at all.
Back when you read about bands in magazines.
Yeah, because back then you had to read in a magazine, and most people didn't want to read the magazines. But music guys used to piss me off. However, we could do a music day where we put out our music lists and be like, if you haven't heard this, top 10 music, and then we got to go look it up. Like, if you haven't heard of them.
Okay.
Like, I've probably heard of every one of mine, so I'm gonna end up listening to like 40 songs.
I'm gonna assume like we're gonna have some differences, but there's gonna be some similarities on your list and mine.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I got a free one for you right now. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I've never heard of that one.
No, hadn't heard of them.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I hadn't heard of this band until recently, but Gojira is one of my top bands.
Gojira.
I've heard of them. I've probably heard about them.
Played at House of Rock. They're like metal, right? That was such a badass show because they're the guy up on stage. They're like from Germany or something. They're from overseas, like metal band, and they're doing like the heavy metal. But he's playing his guitar, holding it like a machine gun. And you know how he's like picking? He would point it at people and start shooting everybody in the audience. And it was fucking badass, dude, with the smoke and everything. And everybody's like, "Ah, you got me!" Like, and then the drum was also like in sync with him. That was so cool. That was like one of the coolest shows I've ever been to. The Gojira.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't heard of Gojira, that's gonna end up being on my list.
Yeah. My weed and mushroom days were full of a lot of odd ones that came from Bonnaroo. So if you're into some eclectic shit, I got what you want.
I was gonna say like fucking if we're throwing out bands like that, like kind of standout strange ones, and I know like metal tends to lend itself well to this, but I'm gonna go with some Flogging Molly.
Flogging Molly,
love nice. Flogging Molly. Oh, dude, if you want to get like into some weird, obscure shit, that there's a bunch, but that Dub Ward.
Yeah,
you've never heard of
that album.
Dub Ward,
that other shit they did. Their next albums were garbage. That album was.
Yeah, because they had some weird techno shit, or what?
Yeah, they went into like the techno stuff.
This is like what do you call it? It's like reggae punk.
Mm-hmm.
Acid reggae punk, I guess, is what you'd call it.
Yeah,
it's not like reggae or punk. It's got like a weird like tribal flair.
It's
to
like
it.
Jamaican dudes doing like fucking Rage Against the Machine, but a lot faster with like a little electronica in there.
Yeah, it's like it's Norwegian like tribal punk. Tribal it's not reggae at all, thinking about it. It's like tribal punk. Like punk from some Norwegian.
But if you're gonna do Dub Ward, they've got like a ton of albums that just suck. You gotta look up Strike It. Strike It's the name. They had 2 songs on that album that kicked ass. But you find Strike It. No, that's the name of one of the songs on that album. You find that song, you'll find the other ones.
Yeah, but that song was in a lot. That song they put and technoized it, and so there's a bunch of Strike It Dub War albums, and then we'll just find the name of the album because this is
gonna be it's gonna be the hard one to find because it's not the one that they like to advertise.
No, it's not gonna be hard to find.
And what's the name of that other song?
It's Pain.
Pain.
I recognize this cover. Hold on, let me show you. You recognize this? Come on. Open a new tab. Oh my god!
Hey, I recognize it now.
What am I now gonna look at all that? This is all
be
techno. Careful Cry Dignity. I have that one. Anyways, Pain. Unless that's the like an EP or the LP. Pain. Why? Yeah, this is it right here. Not the thing you never. Not the thing. And then you got Strike It, Pain, Mental. Yeah, this is the album right here.
What are the other songs?
Dub War Pain. So you got Why, Not Saith Ting.
Yeah.
Strike It, Pain, Mental, Respected, Nations, plus 5 more songs. Gore It, Spiritual Warfare. Yeah, that's a good one. Fool's Gold and Over Now. Yeah.
I can't remember which was the other single on that.
Not Say a Thing was good. That's a good one. And Strike It. And Spirit. Fuck, man. Like, the whole album is like a trip. They're all pretty
the
good.
whole thing is
Totally worth it. It's like a fun little jam. Dub War Pain.
Dub
Good
War
album.
Pain.
Yep.
See
It's
if
some
that's
weird
on my
shit we
ice.
used to listen to whenever we were like in. We found it because we used to watch surf flicks, skate flicks, and surf flicks. Like they would have music playing like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right?
grab a beer. I'm listening, but I'm going to be walking back to the garage.
We would like watch these surf flicks and everything, and just we'd go surfing in the morning or
Find
skating or something.
So many amazing songs.
Yeah, dude, it was like that's how you learned about like really cool underground shit, right? Hold up, what am I missing in the fucking
Dude, that album cover for Dub War Pain is awesome.
It is. Yeah, dude. That and Strike It is probably the best song on there. But that album is like a cool. It's just a cool trippy album. If you're just like doing something mindless, you know.
If you're really like you need to be jamming hard because it's hard and Rage Against the Machine kind of style. Hey, speaking of those songs, Peter, off of Surf Flicks, I got an interesting one for you. I'd love to try to find today because it was.
What was the one with the chicken? Remember the one that had it? What was that song? I can't. I don't remember that one.
Chicken interlaced, or with the poison interlaced in the meat.
Yeah, that weird fucking song.
That was Magnaplasm.
That was Magnaplasm, Vocal Magnaplasm. Oh, we could look it up on the internet. This is all like when the internet was like brand new, practically. We used to go surfing in the morning, stop by the skate shop on the way home, pick up a skate flick.
VHS.
Yeah, VHS, and then pop it in while we're all sunburnt, putting on like fucking aloe vera and shit. We just kick back and just like.
And we ate like kings because I worked at the Surf Club burger joint, and my roommate worked at Long John Silver's, and so we'd bring home food every day. Top ramen, fuck that.
And they were just fun, dude. Those videos were so cool. Like you watch people like do some crazy shit in surfing, watch people do crazy like skate videos. Sector 9 videos were always badass.
Mm-hmm. Remember that song, Late Night Taco Bell? It is fucking impossible to find. They did a punk rock version and an acoustic version. The band was called something, I forget, but there was 2 bands in California that had the same name. And if you look up that band, you find the other band and not the guys who did the Y2K album. So, like, Late Night Taco Bell, impossible to find.
Hold on. Late Night Taco Bell song?
Yep.
That's the name of it.
Taco Bell's Feast commercial. Oh, my God. Taco Bell commercials. Late Night Munchie song? Taco Bell... Foster Taco Bell lyrics.
Late Night Taco Bell, Corkiana.
Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that.
Jumping on the chair, jumping off the chair.
Oh my god. Yeah, we gotta find that song, dude. That's gonna be like the most mysterious song on the internet. But we gotta know okay, where did you first see it though? What was it on?
I think that was Y2K was the surf flick that was on, I think.
Y2K surf flick.
What were the lyrics?
Soundtrack.
It was, so the lyrics were Corkiana, I'll see you manana was one of them. Another one was I'm jumping on the chair. I'm jumping on the chair because there's another guy like repeats him. And it's all about working late night at Taco Bell. I think that's like the chorus. I don't remember much else about it. But they did a punk rock version and an acoustic version, and they're both awesome. The punk rock version is great to listen to. The acoustic version is like them literally hanging out in a Taco Bell after hours with just a guitar and playing the song, and you can hear him like in the background, like jumping up on a chair and knocking shit over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like Jackass before Jackass. Like the surfer, like the surf flicks, they go surfing, and then there'd be like skits of them doing shit,
Yeah, yeah.
like crazy shit, which led to Jackass. Like all those guys that there were a couple guys that came in, like Bam, what's his name? The one that wore the helmet and he was the
That was the Can't Kill Yourself.
Yeah.
They had back before there was Jackass, there was Can't Kill Yourself, and that was just people doing stupid videos. It was just a thing. And then MTV was like, we got to get all these guys together. And they got all the Can't Kill Yourself guys together. That's how they made Jackass. And then Bam's brother started the band CKY, which stands for Can't Kill Yourself.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got to find that song. And we'll have to do that. We're going to have to do a deep dive for that one because we got to look up the Y2K. I looked up Y2K Surf Flick soundtrack, and I'm not getting anything. So these surf flicks are so obscure they haven't even been put on the internet at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to have to do a deep dive on that. I don't know.
I wonder if that was even the surf flick. I wonder if it wasn't, because that kind of sounds like a Volcom one, and I don't think Y2K was a Volcom flick.
No, Y2K, that's not a Volcom flick. Maybe if I just get rid of Y2K, surf flick song about late night Taco Bell.
I still think that's too obscure.
Yeah, it'd help if I knew what song.
And the name of the band too, because they weren't even a band. It was just a couple of guys, and they were like they had written some songs for fun, and their buddy did the video, so they like got to throw in the song in the video. But they never actually had a band, so the actual song is fucking impossible to find. Need to get a hold of Wang on this one.
Yeah, no shit, right? But he's, I don't know. I bet we could find it. It'd be a little bit easier probably finding the song than getting Wang to look for it.
Probably. You got to find Y2K first and confirm whether or not that's actually the tape it was on.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
that other one was definitely Magnaplasm.
Magnaplasm was definitely that one. Then there was what are some other the good ones? We used to watch those Sector 9 videos, which were always fun. Mm-hmm. And and then all that led to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and then that soundtrack, which a lot of those bands were on the videos we were watching. That led to Warped Tour. We used to go to Warped Tour back in the 90s. Those were some fun times, man, going back. So there's a lot of soundtracks we could talk about. You know, there's gonna be a lot of that. Well, at the same time in the 90s, everybody else was listening to Korn. They were listening to all the bands that spun off from Korn.
You know what's funny about that is some of the garbage that like we did not like in the 90s, the pop stuff. It's better compared to like pop stuff now. It's like, oh yeah, like I can get like Spice Girls. Back then it used to be like, oh, but now it's like comparatively, like I much prefer Spice Girls.
Well, objectively, Spice Girls is a better band than what you see nowadays. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Would I rather listen to it than the new shit? I don't know. WAP is pretty good. What?
Black and Yellow.
What else was going on? Weezer. We had like some pop, like some mainstream bands. I don't understand how anybody can not like Weezer. Maybe are they like political now, and that's why everybody's like.
When your rose is in bloom, the night if
you want to destroy my sweater, whoa, whoa. Yeah. That's a fun song, man. Like that whole album was great. That's Weezer Blue, right? Mm-hmm. And then of course Smashing Pumpkins, amazing. I love the Smashing Pumpkins. It's a little bit like it's not like rock.
Oh, that's different, dude. The grunge and alternative scene of the 90s is a totally like that was peak culture right there.
That's what I'm saying, but that's all part of it. That's like I would almost put this that Smashing Pumpkins. What was the album called that had the pink and the blue, the pink
Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
That one. That album is really good, man. That's a really good album. It's not something I listen to all the time. You have to be in the right mood because it's got some soft songs, some sad songs, and then some cool songs.
Did you hear about the stuff with Billy Corgan?
No.
The lead singer, you know what he's doing now?
Do I want to? Is he going to ruin everything I know about him?
No, it won't. Because he's just a normal guy. He has a podcast now. That's what he does. If there's like a whole thing about him being Bill Burr's brother, it's not true, but there's a whole thing about it.
They do look alike.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the Fat Mike's.
What's his face podcast with his daughter? Guy that played Bobby's World's voice from Bobby.
What?
World.
I didn't know that guy has a podcast. I'd listen to that.
Wait, Bobby's World. That was that guy that died.
No, he's that bald dude that's on the America's Got Talent with the glasses.
Oh no, I'm thinking. Oh, Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, yeah.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel, didn't he die in the shower?
No.
I don't know who you're talking about. That wasn't Howie.
He runs with his daughter, and he had Bill Burr and his brother on it.
Yeah, he had Bill Burr on, and so there was a rumor going around about Billy Corgan being his brother because they have like some ties to the same city. Both of them had a dad who was a musician who had been with other women and had like children and everything, same age, whatever. So Howie Mandel heard about this, and Howie Mandel's podcast studio is in the same studio as Billy Corgan's. So he's got Bill Burr on, and he has his guys call up Billy Corgan and be like, "Hey, we got Bill Burr. You should come talk to him." And so they pull Billy Corgan in, and Bill Burr, he keeps an even keel, but he's flipping his shit. Like, he does not want to have that conversation on camera. It was like Howie Mandel had to apologize. Like, he fucked up. It was
Bill Burr.
I'm thinking of Bob Saget.
He died.
He's the one that they thought was murdered or something, but they also might have just slipped in the shower at his hotel. It's sad. It's not funny, Jake. That's like...
I thought that was the old Lex Luthor. What was his...
Gene Hackman?
What was his name? Gene Hackman, yeah, Peter.
Gene Hackman was rotting on the floor. They found him like... His wife was like a corpse and everything. Like when they found Gene Hackman... it's like, wait a minute, this scene
Now get out! And I'll tell you when I want you back!